Okay, so good morning to everybody. Today is Tuesday. This is not our regular schedule, but today this is a makeup class. And I invited yesterday to this class, but maybe some of you didn't notice that. I don't know. So, but I have one student here, so I'm going to teach her anyway. I'm going to start, with the unit that is 6 on page 52. I'm going to check 52 part of the unit, and then we continue next class, which is tomorrow. And I'm going to start with the listening, but first there's 2 questions for you as the introduction of this unit, and then we go to the listening. All right? Okay, Karen. So the first part is about we're going to work together. It's let's say to prepare to the listening. There are 2 questions. One is it important to learn new things throughout your life? Why not? Okay, so this is a very interesting question anyway. They ask you about if it is important, to learn new things. Is it important to learn new things or not? Karen, is it important to learn new things throughout your life?
Of course.
Of course.
Because you have to work your brain, you have to train your brain all your life because it could get bad through the years, like having Alzheimer.
Yeah.
So you have to practice a lot of different things, still learning, even when you're old.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I think you're right. I think that it's very important to learn, new things throughout our life. I agree in the sense that our brain, needs, to be trained all the time because, as you said, in this case, we can avoid some diseases like Alzheimer, for example, which in Chile is very common among old people, right? So in order to avoid this, we have to do different kinds of activities and learn, new things. Don't stop. You always, I think a good piece of advice is, or a recommendation is that we should always, learn new things. And it doesn't matter how old you are, but it's important that you always, always please study new things. Okay, what new skill would you like to learn, Karen, in your case? What new skill?
I don't know. Maybe a sport. Maybe I can learn
Yeah,
sports to play. I don't know. Maybe basketball.
all right.
I like that sport, but I'm not good at all. But I would like to learn
Yeah,
how to play.
nice. It's something it sounds very interesting, and I think it's very good also for you. You can keep in good shape. You can be fit, and also it helps you a lot. Your body is. I mean, your body. I think it's better when you, for example, learn a new sport that I think that people have more facilities or it's easier for you to concentrate. This is very good when you do any kind of sport, right? It's good to your brain also. All right, good. So you are a sporty woman, maybe. Do you do sports now?
No,
No.
that's
Oh,
because it's because I like to do any sport. I love swimming,
yeah,
but it's hard to find a pool here.
yeah.
Semi-Olympic pool, it's really expensive,
Mm,
so I can't do it now, but I'm going to try in the future.
mm-hmm. Yeah, but
But
you
I like
do you know where, Karen? In Upla, there is a
it.
very there is a pool, and so you can sometimes, they offer courses free, of course, for you as a student. So you can take a course and you can go to the swimming pool to practice swimming also. And there are lots of things that you can do. They offer a lot of courses that you can do as, extracurricular activities, right? You can also, for example, there's something that I really like in UPLA is that, for example, if you want to go for, let's say, for example, maybe you want to go bicycling near the university, you can also ask for a bicycle and they lend you the bicycle for an hour. And then you can go, you can go biking around, the bay that is very beautiful, that area. And then you return the university and you give, the bike back. Nice. Many students sometimes do this. It's very interesting. Well, you can
I
also
didn't knew.
no, you have these things too in UPLA. There is a special, also there is a gym, which is not very big, but I like it, where you can do also sports with machines, right? And so this is very nice. I think you can do lots of things in UPLA. It has many things. You can also belong to some musical groups, for example, if you have ability to sing or to dance also. There are many things that you can do in the UPLA, right? So very interesting. But the thing is now with the pandemic, we cannot go, right? But maybe next year, if the things are better, you can have the possibility to have access to these different kinds of activities that UPLA offers to all the students, right? This is good. Okay, so you would like to learn, some things about sports, right? This is very good for you. You can listen better, right? You can stay, you can feel better, you can stay, maybe in very good conditions. And I think it's very important. Okay, so let's see, Karen, we're going to listen to a telephone conversation between two friends. They are called George and the other one is called Joe. And why, we have to identify why is George calling, okay? So let's find out. So I'm going to share the screen with you to listen to this conversation, right, among these friends. Let's see, where is it? It's, here it is. Okay. It's kind of slow this morning, this computer. Okay. Yeah, so this is okay, so algo hizo acá. Muy rápido. Ahí está. Okay, so this is unit number 6 then, unit 6. We're going to look for this man. Let's see if the other page is this one. Yeah, here we are, right? So this is the unit. All right, so we are going to listen them, Karen, to this conversation, okay? And then we have to do this exercise. Pay attention to this to understand what they are going to
Unit 6.
talk about.
Grammar focus. Activity 2. Hi, Joe. It's George.
Oh, hi, George.
Listen, you know I said the other day that I'm interested in taking an evening class? Well, as I was looking for the football results last night, I saw an ad for a comedy course.
A comedy course? I didn't know there was such a thing.
Yeah. I've got a friend who did a similar course a couple of years ago. I was quite keen on doing it myself back then, but didn't have the time. I'd forgotten about it until last night.
So, what happens on the course?
You learn how to tell jokes like a comedian. On the last night of my friend's course, she did a live performance in front of paying guests, including me.
Really? How was it?
Well, they weren't all great. There was this one poor guy who was so nervous that no one could hear him, so they stopped listening to him. While he was telling his jokes, the audience were talking. I felt really sorry for him.
That's not nice. Poor man.
I know. But most people did really well, including my friend. The course really gave her loads more confidence, and she even said some of the things she learned were useful at work.
Wow, that's not so bad.
Do you fancy it? Lessons are every Monday and Wednesday at the local college for a month.
I don't know. You've always been funny, but I'm not very good at telling jokes. I always forget the ending.
I know you do. Look, it sounds scary, but it's the more difficult things in life that give you the most satisfaction. And it's a good chance to pick up new skills. Go on, let's try it. It's only twice a week for a month.
Well, only if you promise I don't have to perform in front of people.
Don't worry, you won't have to go up on stage.
Okay. Hello, Javiera. Javiera is also
Hola,
with us.
profe.
Okay, so Javiera, we are.
Disculpe por llegar tarde.
Don't worry, don't worry. Mira, we
Es
are.
que, perdón.
Are you sick, Javiera? Do you have a cold? Do you have a cold?
Más o menos.
No. Okay. Javiera, we are checking the unit, this one that you have on the screen, la tiene en la pantalla. That
Yeah.
is page 52. 52. 52.
Okay.
We are going to see only this part of the page, right? And we are in the listening, okay? And here in the listening, you see, we are listening to a conversation between two friends. This is George and Joe. And we have to discover why is George calling, and then we have to decide if these statements are correct or incorrect according to what we listened to. Okay, we're going to listen to it again because you just arrived, okay? And pay attention
Okay, thank you.
to the listening, right?
Unit 6, Grammar Focus, Activity 2. Hi, Joe. It's George.
Oh, hi, George.
Listen, you know I said the other day that I'm interested in taking an evening class? Well, as I was looking for the football results last night, I saw an ad for a comedy course.
A comedy course? I didn't know there was such a thing.
Yeah, I've got a friend who did a similar course a couple of years ago. I was quite keen on doing it myself back then, but didn't have the time. I'd forgotten about it until last night.
So what happens on the course?
You learn how to tell jokes like a comedian. On the last night of my friend's course, she did a live performance in front of paying guests, including me.
Really? How was it?
Well, they weren't all great. There was this one poor guy who was so nervous that no one could hear him, so they stopped listening to him. While he was telling his jokes, the audience were talking. I felt really sorry for him.
That's not nice. Poor man.
I know. But most people did really well, including my friend. The course really gave her loads more confidence, and she even said some of the things she learned were useful at work.
Wow, that's not so bad.
Do you fancy it? Lessons are every Monday and Wednesday at the local college for a month.
I don't know. You've always been funny, but I'm not very good at telling jokes. I always forget the ending.
I know you do. Look, it sounds scary, but it's the more difficult things in life that give you the most satisfaction. And it's a good chance to pick up new skills. Go on, let's try it. It's only twice a week for a month.
Well, only if you promise I don't have to perform in front of people.
Don't worry, you won't have to go up on stage.
Okay, good. So, yeah. Let's pay attention to this. We did this. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. First, we are going to answer the first question, right? Well, we did this, and we just talked, to Karen about this. Yeah, we're going to do this part that says, listen to a phone conversation. We just listened twice to it twice. And we have to say, why is George calling? Did you get it, Karen? Why is George calling? He's calling. Why is
Yes.
George? Yeah, why is he calling?
He was calling her to tell about the course and invite her to go with him to the
Yeah,
course.
exactly. So this is the idea, right? So here, you know, I mean, we're going to see what they wrote. Yeah, you see, this is the answer. This is similar to what you said. You are right. He wants to invite her to do a comedy course with him. That's correct. He wants to invite her to do a comedy course with him. All right, this is correct. Remember, is to do a course. We always use that collocation in English, to do a course. That's why the guy says he wants to invite her to do what course? A comedy course with him. Okay, now we have the exercise that we have to discover to see about the sentences, if they are correct or incorrect. Only tell me if it is correct or incorrect. Okay, in number 1, Joe said he wanted to take an evening course. Is this correct or incorrect? Joe said she wanted to take an evening course. What do you think? Is this correct or incorrect? Hmm? Javiera, do you remember this or not? Could you discover this? Joe said he wanted to take an evening course or not?
Correct,
Correct?
I think.
Yeah, okay, I put it that. Lo puse así, correct. Vamos a ver, ¿qué nos van a decir? Si nos corrigen, I disagree to a certain point, but anyway, we're going to discover later. It was free for the audience to watch the end of course performance. Yeah, Karen, what is this? It was free for the audience to watch the end of course performance. Correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Correct. Ya vamos a ver. We're going to see later. Wait a minute. George saw a friend perform well. Correct or incorrect? George saw a friend perform well.
Correct.
Incorrect? Yeah, let's see. I guess this is not right, but anyway, don't worry. George lessons are once a week for 4 weeks. Course lessons, sorry. Course lessons are once a week for 4 weeks. Correct or incorrect?
Incorrect.
Incorrect. Okay. George believes that difficult things are more rewarding. You know, rewarding, more satisfying, more rewarding. So George believes that difficult things are more rewarding. Javiera, what do you think? Correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Correct.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah. Joe agrees to do the course with George.
Correct.
Correct. Yeah, I think it's correct because remember that the only thing that he says, okay, but I don't want to be on a stage. Remember, on a stage means no quería ya estar en el escenario. She doesn't want to be on a stage o estar haciendo una obra en un escenario. She doesn't want that. Ya, vamos a chequear. ¿Qué nos van a decir? Joe answers. Wait a minute. A ver. Vamos a ver. Let's see. I'm going to move this. Yeah. Okay. Number 1 is incorrect. Okay. Joe said she wanted to take an evening course. Incorrect. Number 2, it was free for the audience to watch and of course program. Incorrect. George saw a friend perform well. Correct. And course lessons are once a week. This is incorrect. And number 5, George believes that difficult things are more rewarding. Correct. And number 6, which is the last one, Joe agrees to do the course with George. Me lo puso. I think it's correct. It's correct. Okay. That's it, right? Okay, baby. So let's see. So the idea is that you see George Why George is calling? Because he wants to invite her, to invite Joe, you know, to do a course. What kind of course? This is a comedy course, you know, with him. That's the idea of this course, okay? And let's see here. This is the unit number 6, right? Well, maybe we can check the first one, or just to tell something about this. George, George is the one that, you see, he says that he's interested in, you know, in taking an evening class. And he saw, you know, an ad. An ad means an advertisement, you see, for a comedy course. That's why she calls, you know, Joe, and she tells Joe about it. And she didn't know where there was such a thing. But George, he says that he has a good friend who did a similar course a couple of years ago. And he says that he was quite keen on. Keen on means be interested in, right? Keen on is keen on, interested in, right? He was keen on doing it himself back, but he didn't have time. Well, and then he says that you learn in the course that you can learn how to tell jokes, for example, like a comedian, exactly like a comedian. On the last night, you know, of a friend's course, she did a live performance in front of paying guests, and including him, he was there. That's why this course, I mean, this part was, you have to pay, it was not free. This was not very great. There was a poor guy, you know, who was very nervous for him. He was very nervous that he couldn't, that no one could hear him, so they stopped listening to him. Poor, imagine how he felt. And while this guy was telling jokes, you know, the audience were talking, and I felt so sorry for him. Yeah, he was very sorry for this man. Most people, you know, he says, did very well, including my friend. So the course really gave her the loads more confidence. That gives you confidence, these kind of courses. And there were useful things that they learned, of course. The course was not bad. And George says, do you fancy it? Do you like it? Fancy means to like. Do you like it? Lessons are every Monday and Wednesday at the local college for a month. And Joe says that she says, I don't know, I always be funny, but I'm not very good at telling jokes. She says that she always forgets the end of the part or the ending. But she says, I know you do. Look, it sounds scary, but it's the more difficult things in the life that give you the most satisfaction. So the things that are so difficult can give you a lot of satisfaction in your life. It's a good chance to pick up new skills. So it's good, as we were talking to Karen, that it's good to learn new things. It's good, the author says, to pick up new skills. So maybe she says they can try only twice a week for a month, twice a week, right? And she says, Joe says, oh yeah, but only if you promise me that I don't have to perform in front of people. And George says, okay, don't worry, you won't have to go up, you see, on stage. That's the idea of this thing. So what can we learn from this reading, from this, listening? What can we learn here? What can we learn here? In activity 4, we have some, you know, some answers for you to, to think about, and then we can answer. Would you like to attend this course? You know the course, it's a comedy course, The idea is to learn how to tell jokes, you know, and to learn, you know, as you said, new skills. Okay, so the thing is that I think it's a good idea to take these kind of courses, because we can learn, as we were talking to Karen, we can learn new things in life, and it's important because we can be active all the time, where brain, you know, starts working. This is good. If you do nothing, your neurons can die. So then you can become, and if someone asks you, what did the teacher tell you last weekend? I don't know. I don't remember. So this is not good. You see, so when you are inactive, or you're an active person, right? Well, that's different, because your memory and your brain, you know, are working all the time, right? Okay. Who can answer to this question? Would you like, it's a personal question, would you like to attend this course? Remember, we're talking about a comedy course. You have to give me why you would like to attend it, or why you wouldn't like to attend this kind of course. Feel free to answer. Feel free. Any of you, las dos, any of you can answer, okay? So don't worry if you can interrupt also. There's no problem, right? Okay, feel comfortable, feel free. If you don't know a word, you can ask me, I can help you. All right? Yeah. You, who starts? Karen?
Can I?
Yes, of course.
Okay. I don't. I mean, I kind of would like to take the course, and I would like to take the course. Because I am sometimes that I am like boring and just serious for being a comedian.
All right. All right. This is, Javiera's point of view. All right. Let's listen to Karen. Maybe she has another point of view about the same question. Okay, Karen, what do you think about this? Would you like to attend this course?
I will think very deep about it, because I don't have a lot of personality, so it will be a little bit hard at the start. And I have a very simple humor. I just laugh about everything.
Okay.
So I will tell like very simple jokes, and maybe it don't work. So I don't know. I think I wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Okay, you wouldn't. All right. So I'm going to tell you that a couple of years ago, I attended a course like this, similar. It was not the same, but something similar. I attended a course, that it was about, like being kind of an actress, right? So they taught us techniques to act. They taught us techniques to face the audience. They taught us techniques not to feel nervous, right? They also taught us how to use our voice, in the right way. I think it was fantastic. It was a fantastic course, right? And do you know why I decided to attend this course? Because I started thinking about, I did it many years ago. I am a teacher, and I am always facing people from different ages, and I have to feel very, very secure, and I need to be self-confident about me. So I think maybe this is good. And that's why I decided, and I attended a course like this. And baby, it was fantastic. I learned a lot of things. This is very, very important for people that are going to be teachers, because teachers, we are like actresses, right? We are all the time acting in front of people when you are in a class, in a classroom, right? You are all the time using your body language, you see? And also you're using your eyes to look at the people, to look at your students, right? And you're using techniques in order not to feel nervous. So thanks to that course, I am a very self-confident person, right? So I think it was very good. And I learned how to teach without shouting, because there are people sometimes who shout, hey, this is hello. No, because then your vocal cords, cuerdas vocales, your vocal cords can suffer. All professors sometimes have problems with the vocal cords. To avoid that situation, I decided to take this course. And now I don't make any effort, you see, with my voice, because I know how to use my voice, thanks to that course. Very good. A very good course. Now, with this information, would you like to take a course like this, similar to the one that I took? Karen, Javiera, for example, to learn not to feel nervous. Then you remember that in the future, you have to go to the schools and you have to teach to the students there. 40 students, 40 alumnos, le digo 40 monstruitos, 40 monstruitos de about, for example, 10 years old, 10 años, 9 años, 8 años, 40 monstruitos adentro, 40 monsters. So you need to be very self-confident. And sometimes if it's necessary for you, you know, for example, to call, let's say, or maybe to tell a student not to do something, you have to do it in a firm way. And this is something that I learned in this course. So, would you like to do it or not?
Yes.
In the future? Yeah, I think it's very important. Javiera, for example, Javi, are you nervous when you, for example, when you stand up in front of a group of people? Do you feel nervous about that situation or not, Javi? Javiera, are you listening to me or not? Karen, are you listening or not?
Ay, me caí de nuevo.
Ah, se cayó. Javiera,
Perdón.
yeah,
Sí,
Javiera.
segunda vez que me pasa.
Ah, the internet is not working in your house?
No, de antes de ayer que estamos sin internet, estoy con el internet del teléfono y
Okay.
asco.
Yeah, all right. Don't worry. Take it easy. But did you listen to me? ¿Me escuchaste? Did you listen to me?
Something about a course.
Yeah, that I took a course, que yo tomé un curso hace tiempo, hace muchos años, many years ago. Curso para ser actriz, pero era para profesores, dirigido a profesores. It was
Ah,
really,
yeah.
I learned a lot of techniques. That was excellent for me. I think all the teachers should take courses like this. Because if you feel nervous, si tú eres muy nerviosa a enfrentar grupos, uy, uno aprende tanto que después yo no tengo miedo a nada, ni siquiera enfrentarme a un grupo de 1000 personas, no, nada. But that is because of, thanks to this course, gracias al curso. Yo creo que eso fue gracias a ese curso. Thanks to that course, they learned me a lot. That's why I think it's a very good thing. Es muy buenos cursos, these courses, that teach you techniques, maybe about acting, cómo actuar, about acting, de actuación, sirve mucho. La voz, cómo sacar la voz, how to use the voice too. Okay, Karen, would you like to take the course that I took?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. It will make me feel more confident.
Yeah.
So it will help a lot
Yeah.
for my career.
Yes, of course. I think so. Yeah. And both of you, do you, I mean, what skills do you need to tell a joke well? What skills do you need to take a joke well? Contar un chiste, to tell a joke. What skills do you need to tell a joke well? Karen or Javiera?
Maybe to have a good like intonation.
Yeah. All right.
Like I don't know how to say. To make your voice louder or slow or lower.
Yeah.
Depending of the
depending on
thing you will say.
Depending on etc. etc. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that they are important skills. We need a lot of skills to tell a joke. We have to be kind of fast, right, to tell a joke. I think that we need to be like maybe a humorous person. We need to tell something with a lot of humor, right? And also the voice is very important, yes, because you can emphasize some parts that you consider important in the joke. And so the intonation is very important too, yes. And memory also, you need to have a good memory to tell a joke, because sometimes people they can tell you 20 jokes in an hour, for example. But what you need for that is to have a good memory, because sometimes we forget about the joke, or some people forget, as the woman says in the listening, that she always forgets the last part of the joke that we call the punchline. The punchline is the last part. Okay. 3, do you think that people from other countries understand jokes from your country? For example, do you think that people from the United States understand our jokes that people tell here in Chile? Do you think that people understand this? Why not?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you don't think so. What is the reason?
Maybe an Argentinian people.
Yeah,
Maybe Argentinian people can understand us. Or
yeah,
Colombian.
yeah, but why? What is the reason?
Because of this, I think, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think it could be because of the social media.
Yeah.
Some
Okay.
memes about Chile can get to Argentina or Bolivia, Peru,
Yeah. All
but
right.
to the United States, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So, in other words, Javiera, I think it has to do something connected with culture, because every country has its own culture. So we have to understand the culture, of other countries in order to tell a joke, I think. So, for example, I have to learn about, if I want to go and to live and to work in the United States, for example, maybe as a comedian, in order to tell jokes, I have to study first the culture of the United States, because I have to understand how the society works there, and then I can, start telling jokes. Otherwise, it's very difficult. It's not easy. Here also, they have to understand our expressions, our idioms, right? So maybe someone, for example, if I tell something in Spanish to American people and I use some expressions that we have here in Chile, maybe they are not going to understand. It's going to be very difficult. So they have to learn first our culture, that includes the language, the idioms, expressions, etc. Right? The language we use, the language that different people use in our society, to understand jokes. Otherwise, I think it's very, very difficult, right? Okay, good. There are people that, do you know any, for example, a good comedian in Chile that tells good jokes? Who is for you the best comedian in Chile that tells good jokes? Who is the best one for you? There are men and women in our country that are comedian. Hmm?
I'm not sure if she's the best,
Hmm?
but I like Chiqui Aguayo.
Ah, I know her. Yeah. Yes.
People say that she is too rude, too como grosera.
Ah, yeah. Maybe sometimes it's kind of rude. Yeah, she's kind of rude.
Yeah, but she's funny. Yo me
Yeah,
río
yeah,
caleta.
she's funny. Yeah. Okay, yeah, she's funny. Yeah. There is another one that was in the Festival de la Canción de Niña. Natalia, I guess is her name. Natalia, but I don't remember.
Natalia
Natalia Valdebenito.
Valdebenito.
Yeah. Oh, well, I really enjoyed her show. I think that she's a very good comedian too. And well, there are many nowadays, many women who are comedians. That was not common a couple of years ago. We used to have only men, right? For example, the men, I think one of the best was, I don't remember his name. What is his name? But this man he has written some books about his jokes. Well, there are many comedians in Chile, but I don't remember the one that I really enjoy listening to his jokes. Oh, ¿cómo se llama este? Oh, I don't remember. Well, there are good ones. And Karen, do you have anyone that you admire, that you like, that you love watching him, for example, on TV or maybe in another place on a stage?
Maybe it will be Natalia Valdebenito
Yeah.
because I don't know a lot of comedians,
Yeah.
but I really loved when I saw her show, so I liked it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I like her. I have seen some shows on TV, and I enjoy, her jokes a lot. She's very funny, I think. Yeah. Well, these are the things that you see are very important in terms of these people, comedians. I think it's not a very easy activity. It's not easy. It's not easy to be, a comedian. I think it's difficult, especially in our country, right? It's not so easy because sometimes they have to do lots of things in order to, to have money, for example, because they have to. This is a job for these people, right? For comedians. So, for example, now in this situation that we are, it has been difficult for them, to have a job, for example, right? It's not easy. It's not an easy activity. When they are good, well, when they have good skills, they're very good at, for example, they're very good at being a comedian, for example. Well, sometimes they can earn money, so they have to be very intelligent to save money for those times when they don't have a job, right? The same happens with, for example, with with actresses, with singers, right? I think that they are difficult activities in life. Don't you think so? Or do you think that I am wrong? What do you think? Because it's not the same as my job, because I work and I have a contract and I work every year, you see? But in the case of a comedian or a singer, you see, for instance, or an actor, an actress, is not the same. What do you think? Is it difficult or is it easy?
I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Karen?
I agree with you when it comes to comedians. Well, when it comes to small comedians,
Yeah.
because when they are big comedians with one show, they have for all the year. But yes, they have to take care of their
Yeah, but
economic status.
yeah, but sometimes, Karen, you see, for example, if they have a show, a good show, you say that they have money for a year. It's not for a year sometimes, because remember that they have to pay a lot of people. Because remember, sometimes the jokes, they don't create the jokes. Sometimes they need another person that writes, the jokes for them, or the show that they are going to have, right? They write the scripts, they write, you see, also the jokes they are going to tell. So they always have a group of people working, with these comedians, right? So the money is not all the money for the comedians. They have to pay, you see, to the people that work with them. So sometimes it's not, the money is not enough, except if they are good and they always have, for example, if they decide to have a show, for example, in a theater where many people can go there. Well, if the theater is full, that's good for them because they can pay for the rent of the theater, because they have to pay a rent. The theater is not for free, right? They pay the rent for the time they are going to have the show, and then to the people that work, to have the show for her. So maybe that's why they need a lot of money. Maybe one show is not enough. They need more than one show, I think, to live in a year, right? Okay. Javiera, do you agree with us or not? With this part, with this part. Se nos cayó la Javiera de nuevo.
Me caí.
Javiera, are you now again with us?
Y más o menos, me voy a matar.
Don't worry, take it easy. Take it easy. Maybe it's because of the weather. It's por el tiempo, maybe for that reason. Sometimes you have these kind of things. Okay, so let's see, Javiera, because you have problems, so I'm not going to ask you. Well, it says here in number 4, and would you like, we did this, what skills do you think that? Yeah. Now we are going to go to the past simple. I'm going to introduce this because this is very important. Yeah, here, this is something that we have to study. We have to study past simple and past continuous, right? Okay, so here we have the information about the past continuous, which is very important, right? So past continuous, we use it in English when we talk about, for example, actions that were in progress, when another past action happened. For example, this is typical when people say, for example, I was studying English when Karen called me. You see, I was studying English when Karen called me. Or you can say, for example, I was having breakfast when Javiera, when Javiera sent me a message, on my cell phone. So this is what we mean when you talk about an action that was in progress. It means that when it says that was in progress, it means that you were doing something at that moment. That's why people say, I was having breakfast. That's the action in progress. You were doing that. I was having breakfast. I was having lunch. I was reading. I was studying. I was watching TV. I was, let's say, for example, I was recording my video presentation, etc. Those are actions in progress in the past. So when you use that, is when you use past continuous. When you talk about that action that was in progress, that you were doing at that moment. And then another action, you use another action, and the second action is when another past action happened. So that's why people usually say, I was cooking, lunch when my husband arrived. So what is the idea? That you were, in that moment, you were preparing, for example, cutting the onions or frying, the vegetables. You were cooking in that moment, you were doing that. And then you were interrupted by something. So when, and you say the past action happened, when my husband arrived. You see? So we have past continuous, and then when the past action happened is the past, sometimes past simple. And then there is another thing that we can have two actions together at the same time, al mismo tiempo, at the same time. When these two actions occur at the same time, we can use past simple, past simple. For example, when you say, I was, let's see, I was preparing lunch while I was listening to music. You see, you were doing two activities, right? In those cases, you use past continuous, like here. I was cleaning the cupboard when I saw a mouse. Wow. Peter cut his finger while he was chopping. Yeah, this is another one. But here we have another one. Two actions in progress at the same time. I was reading a book while Bob was cooking dinner. You see, two actions, 1 and 2. I was reading, I was cooking. But how do you express it? Always with while, babies, while. While helps you to discover that you're using past continuous. For example, I was studying English while my little sister was playing with her computer. You see? So two actions happening at the same time, two actions that are in progress happen at the same time, and in those cases you use while. All right? So this is very important. The other one is different when we say, for example, here, I was cleaning the cupboard when. When you use when, it's because something, you see, happened. And when something happened, that means past action, past simple. You have two here tenses together. I was cleaning the cupboard when I saw is the past tense. To see is the present, past of see is saw, when I saw a mouse. Here, what we need to know is the verbs in the past. Necesitamos saber los verbos en pasado. When I saw a mouse. Peter cut his finger. Look at this. Peter cut. Aquí pasó algo. ¿Ves? Se cortó, pasado. Peter cut his finger while he was chopping vegetables. Él estaba haciendo una acción en progreso aquí. Estaba haciendo algo. While he was chopping, mientras cortaba la verdura, while he was chopping, Peter, ¿qué pasó? Peter cut his finger. All right? Yeah. And then we have the third one is to talk about a past temporary action. Temporary, algo temporal, que tiene una duración y después termina. We were working in Leeds for the week. Yeah, we were working in Leeds. Eso es temporary, past temporary action, that it has a duration, tiene una duración y termina. I was learning to play the piano. Significa que esa persona estuvo aprendiendo el piano un tiempo y a lo mejor después ya no siguió más. Por eso es temporal. Temporal significa un tiempo específico que tiene una duración y un término. I was learning to play the piano. We were working in Leeds for the week. Ahora, el past continuous que viene acá en esta unidad con el past simple, el past continuous, remember that it's always used with the verb be in the past. Was, where. For example, you say, I was, she was, he was, it was. And then you use the verb, and the verb always, the main verb, goes in with ing. And that's why people say, I was listening to music, for example, when Maria Pasado arrived. Or I was working, I was working with my exercises when Carlos called me. Or she was, she was painting her bedroom when somebody knocked at the door, right? This is the past continuous, always with the verb be plus the main verb with ing, but we use was or were. Was is used for singular and were is used for plurals. And then the main verb with ing. I was cleaning, she was cleaning, he was cleaning, right? Or we use they, for example. They were cleaning. Or my friends, plural, my friends were cleaning. Or if I say, for example, we were cleaning, right? You were cleaning, right? Remember that I in English, I was goes with was in English. I was studying, I was working, I was playing, I was, etc. Right? Okay, this is about the past continuous. Remember here we have all past continuous, right? Well, positive statements, we have the subject. Here you have the information. Was, were, plus ing form. Negative statement, wasn't or weren't, plus ing, right? This is something interesting that you can study and you can check. In the case of the questions, for example, questions we have. I see. There it is. Right. Questions was, where, plus subject with ing. Questions, for example. Were you studying English when I called you? Or was your mother cooking breakfast when I arrived? Etc. Right? So this is what we are going to study. Esto es lo que vamos a estudiar, lo de arriba. Solamente esto. Past simple and past continuous. Yeah. Remember that past simple, acuérdense que el pasado simple always refers to actions that happened in the past, and they always have a definite time in the past. Y tiene un tiempo definido en el pasado que termina. Por ejemplo, yo digo, I lived in Santiago in 2004. Y se acabó. Es el pasado. Terminó y se acabó. Terminó el 2004. Viví ahí solo el 2004 y terminó y se acabó. That's past simple in general, right? When we talk about actions that happened in the past. This one's past continuous, el pasado continuo, es distinto because we talk about actions that, were in progress, que estuvieron en progress, en movimiento. Por eso que dice, estaban cocinando, they were cooking. Ese movimiento, estaban haciendo algo. They were cooking, they were studying, they were watching, right? That's why you use, past continuous when you talk about actions that were in progress at this, at a certain time in the past. Okay? Aquí tenemos el uso del pasado continuo, ¿sí? When another, aquí hay dos, mezclaron dos. El was in progress means past continuous. When another action happened, la otra situación pasó, se refiere al pasado. Okay? Yeah. Any question here? ¿Alguna pregunta de esto? Yo creo que esto lo tienen que retomar de nuevo igual después. Okay. Any question here? Karen, Javiera?
I think no.
Did you understand when you say that? And Javiera? Se cayó la Javiera de nuevo. Okay.
I will be. I understand.
Okay. So, please go to exercise number 5. Vayan al ejercicio 5 del libro. Yeah, exercise 5. Mire, dice activity 5. Look at the sentences A, C, A, B, C. You have it on the screen, en pantalla. From the conversation and answer the questions. Dice, as I was looking for the football results, I saw an ad for the comedy course. Yeah, ese as is very typical in the present, past continuous. También es muy común, igual que el while, right? El while y el as son típicos del presente, del pasado continuo, perdón, right? Pues dice, as I was, como así, como mientras yo estaba mirando, as I was looking for the football results. ¿Ya qué pasó? Pasó algo en ese minuto. I saw an ad for the comedy course. ¿Se fija la diferencia? Esto es lo que estaba en progreso. O sea, mientras ella hacía esto, ¿ya? As I was, o la persona, el que fuera, as I was looking for the football results, interrumpió. Y justo en ese minuto, mientras estaba haciendo eso, ella vio un aviso for the comedy course. A friend of mine, miren lo que dice aquí, a friend of mine took a similar course a couple of years ago. Miren la diferencia. Aquí dice years ago, a couple of years ago. Ese go es un adverbio que se usa en el pasado simple, como el last, como yesterday. Son claves para distinguir, identificar un tiempo. Go siempre ha sido del pasado. Y además porque el verbo, miren el verbo, dice, a friend of mine took a similar course a couple of years ago. Se acabó. Esa persona hizo esa actividad y terminó. Eso fue el pasado. While, ahora dice aquí, while he was telling his jokes, mientras él estaba haciendo esto, estaba contando, por eso while, el as y while, son típicos del pasado continuo. The audience were talking. Mira, mientras estaba haciendo esto, ya, estaba contando los chistes, ese niñito, the audience were talking. La audiencia estaba haciendo esta otra cosa. O sea, los dos estaban haciendo dos cosas distintas al mismo tiempo. While he was telling his joke, the audience were talking. ¿Se acuerdan que contó en el listening que había un chico que era muy medio nervioso y que no se le escuchaba nada y la gente pues no lo pescó y que le daba mucha pena? Bueno, más o menos esa es la idea, porque la audiencia se puso a hablar mientras el niño estaba que no podía salir de los nervios. Okay, so we have these three sentences we are going to answer. Look at this. Which sentence describes one complete, una acción, completed past action? ¿Cuál de las tres? A, B, or C, according to you? A, B, or C? Which sentence describes one? Yeah, B, correct. Correcto, porque dice, a friend of mine took a similar course a couple of years ago. Y ya se acabó. Es una acción que está completada, terminada en el pasado. Termina, empieza y termina en el pasado. Took a course a couple of years ago. Terminó a couple of years ago. Which sentence describes a past action in progress when another action happened? Yeah. ¿Cuál de las tres? Which of the three ones? Which sentence describes a past action in progress when another action happened? Y después fue interrumpida por otra acción. ¿Qué sucedió? A, B, or C?
A.
A. Very good, Karen. Good. Excellent. You're doing quite well. 3. What about 3? Let's see. Yeah. 3 says, which sentence describes two past actions in progress at the same time? 2, 1 and 1, but both at the same time. A, B, or C? Here we have A, B, or C. A, B, or C? Javiera, can you do it? Or are you not with us? No, Javi? Ya, se cayó la Javiera.
I'm here.
Okay, Javiera, sorry. Which of these 3 sentences, you see, describe 2 actions in progress at the same time?
2 actions in progress.
At the same time. So both were happening at the same time. Means that A group of people were doing this,
Sí.
and another group were doing another thing. Yeah, sí. Okay, correct. Because in letter C, in la letra C, right, it says that while he was telling his joke, the audience were talking. ¿Se fijan aquí? Hay dos. One and two. Y las dos al mismo tiempo. Porque mientras este hacía algo, ellos hacían otra cosa al mismo tiempo. So while he was telling the jokes, the audience were talking. Remember, acuérdense que la palabra audience es plural, por eso dice were. The audience were talking. ¿Ok? Audiencia es un collective noun. Audience were. Lo mismo que people. People are. The audience are. The audience were. People were. Right? Ok, ¿cómo van, chicas? Are you okay?
I have a question. I have a
Yes.
question about the word audience.
Yeah.
Is it correct or is it very incorrect to use the noun was with the word audience?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it is accepted. También se acepta, yeah, the audience, porque también se puede pluralizar audiences. But in general, pero en general, la palabra audience es plural, porque implica mucha gente, lo mismo que people. La palabra people en inglés es plural, porque implica un montón de gente, no sabemos cuántas. ¿Ya? Por eso que las dos son audience are, people are, audience were, people were, right? A pesar de que, te digo, el audience tiene a veces, yo lo he visto como audience, the audience was attentive, pero no es lo más correctísimo gramaticalmente. Cuando estudies gramática ahora en el segundo semestre, con la Cecilia, vas a aprender todas esas cosas que son los collective, collective nouns, ¿ya? Que tú ves la palabra y piensas que a lo mejor es singular porque no lleva la S, ¿ya? Pero sin embargo es plural. ¿Ok? Entonces ahí hay que tener cuidado. ¿Ya? Por eso que es where, no was. Where talking.
What about family? I think that family is used with was and where and is.
Y are.
And
Lo mismo.
are.
Sí. Claro, lo que pasa es que family se puede tomar singular cuando tú hablas, por ejemplo, de la familia, de tu grupo de familia, tu familia tuya, lo puedes tomar singular. Pero cuando habla de la familia, como la familia de los estudiantes, por ejemplo, ahí ya sería más plural porque está hablando de varias familias. Entonces depende del contexto. Ojo, va a depender del contexto. Family, porque family se aceptan las dos, pero dependiendo del contexto. Si está hablando de una familia en particular, por ejemplo la tuya, puedes usar is. Pero si está hablando de familias, por ejemplo, de todos los estudiantes de Chile, entonces ahí tienes que decir, ahí sería plural. Y también se puede pluralizar la palabra familia, se puede decir family, families. ¿Ya?
Okay, thank you.
Ya, ¿qué más? Any other question? Ya, yo creo, babies, Karen y Javiera, que we are going to stop here. Son casi 10 para las 11. Vamos a llegar hasta aquí nomás para no que la otra gente va a quedar muy perdida, y esto es algo que no es fácil, ya el pasado continuo y versus pasado simple. Entonces yo creo que el miércoles, mañana, voy a retomar rápidamente, sí, no voy a demorar mucho, voy a solamente partir desde, no voy a hacer el listening de nuevo porque está acá, para que escuchen lo que van a ver el video, no lo vamos a repetir porque el listening queda grabado, pero sí voy a retomar desde mañana el past simple, y hay un material que subí anoche, por favor, Javier y Karen, véanlo, háganlo, mañana lo vamos a revisar juntos, ¿ok? Para poder aclarar bien el pasado continuo versus past simple, all right? ¿De acuerdo? Karen, Javiera?
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to say thank you, muchas gracias las dos, thank you very much for both of you to be with me. For me, it's a pleasure to teach all the time. If it is one student, I have no problem, I teach anyway. But thank you very much for all of you for your contribution to this class, the contribution that, that you have in this special session, right? Especially when we start talking about, you see, the things that are important to learn in life, why. So you have contributed a lot in this part. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow then, okay? Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye.
See you, baby.